All right, took a lot to get here, boy. We still trying to get a new computer, y'all. We wasn't able to go because Lenore's been sick the last 2 days. So
Yeah.
we waiting on her to get better so we could get a new computer so that we can start coming on.
Your Streamlabs really nice.
So you gonna be better? When you think you're gonna get better? You don't know?
I don't know.
See? And y'all know she's coughing on me, so let's hope that we'll have shows the rest of the week.
I'm coughing in my towel.
What? Your towel? Well, you haven't been keeping up with it.
You told me some updates.
Carlee, or whatever her name is, Carlee Russell.
Oh, she has a nickname?
No, her name is Carlee Russell.
If she wanted to ever get in the news, this is a good way she did it. So she's known now.
That's our headline
It's
for
the
today.
black girl that cried wolf.
We'll talk about other stuff, but I got to get this off. This is like everybody's timeline. Everybody's talking about it. Thousands of black women are missing. This the one.
For real.
This the one. Now.
But you told
I'm not a conspiracy person, but it almost seems strange that we keep crying and crying to have exposure for black women that get missing, and the one time they do it.
But you said, which I'm not understanding. There are people who are okay with what she did.
There are people who are bleeding heart people. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They always mask it under being Christian. That Jesus was, has a heart, and
it has nothing to do with
it. They always mask it under Jesus and being compassion and turn the other cheek and all this other stuff. Those are same people that will probably burn a house down when they get mad.
Yes.
Because they hold it all in. And then when it finally hits them, everybody in the world has to deal with their craziness. Because they wanted to be compassionate and a bleeding heart and all of this other stuff. And they never yell and never get anything out.
It affects their family. That's when they get all personal.
Yes. Now, I have no compassion for her. Mm-hmm. The exact time this story was going on, we know somebody who had somebody actually missing. Mm-hmm. And we saw with just that one person the amount of police and effort that it took to get them back.
And this was for real.
And this is real life.
Mm-hmm. The moment you report someone missing, whether it's to police, whether it's to the news, you open the world up to your dilemma. You have the police now who are being paid by our tax people to go now and put your story probably priority.
Yes. So for all you numbskulls, because I've watched so many people's YouTube videos on this, and these are people who you normally would think are intelligent people. I'm starting to think that that's not common sense. It's not common. Mm-hmm. Comparing her to a runaway. When have you ever seen a runaway call the police, say a baby was on the highway, mm-hmm, and steal from their job? All this, when do you ever see comparing her to a runaway?
Right. A runaway is trying to run away and not be seen, not be heard. They don't want you to find them. And they probably do it just really quick and not do any other underhanded things. They actually go.
So that's number one. She's not a runaway. Stop comparing her to a runaway. Mm-hmm. Number two, it's not a prank. What do you mean a prank? You know how people prank and it goes too far?
Oh yeah.
It's not a prank. A prank is hi. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Oh, I called. Oh, there's a YouTuber. Oh, that's baby on the side of the road. And thousands of police officers show up. Oh, sorry, it's a prank, y'all. I'm sorry. It's a prank. I'm sorry. What I need? I gotta go to jail. I gotta for this. Some that's a prank. A prankster says it's a prank.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody get off my back. It's a prank. They don't say, give me time, give us, let us figure this out. This is what happened to me. Everybody just relax. I'll come out and say something when it's time. No, that's a Jussie Smollett.
Mm-hmm.
She's the female Jussie Smollett. But you know what? If I was Jussie Smollett, I'll be upset. She's worse than Jussie Smollett.
How is that?
Jussie Smollett said somebody beat him up.
Mm-hmm.
Him, me.
Yeah.
Why? Me. I went into the police office and said, I sent thousands of police officers looking for him.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody sent people search parties, people praying and can't sleep at night, calling a woman who actually lost her child from sex trafficking to help you find yours.
Uh-huh. Did they?
People reliving actually lost people coming there to help you look for your child and making them relive that their child or their daughter or son is gone.
Was there?
It's worse than Jussie Smollett.
Well, I don't know. Both of them are bad.
Worse.
They both are bad equally because he has people involved. Other than that baby that she said,
Yeah.
he had two other guys that he claimed beat him up. So you already
No, they were fake.
the black guys.
No, they came out and said that he paid them. They said it, not Jussie.
No, I'm saying you involved somebody else in your
He
stupid.
didn't. They came out and said he's lying. He didn't involve them. They came out.
He paid them.
But they came out. They didn't have to say anything.
No, but he paid them. The moment moment you pay somebody, whether they come out or not, you involving somebody else in your mess.
Right.
But did she have some mental problems?
Okay, that's the other
Because the
thing.
family, you would think right away, if the family knows the history of their child.
Stop this with the mental. I'm done. I'm tired.
No, the point I'm making is y'all all know if you got a family member,
Right.
daughter, son,
Yes.
cousin,
She doesn't. That's why let me tell you why.
Oh, okay.
That's why the family didn't come out and say that.
Oh, okay. So she don't have a mental.
So with her boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
And she blocked him, okay, on social media. Isn't it funny how the minute she became kidnapped, quote unquote, she unblocked him, called his sister. That was the family member who was called, by the way, her boyfriend's sister, and said, oh, I see a baby on the side of the road. Oh my God. Oh. And then she's taken, which makes him be, oh my goodness. Now he's giving her attention. You see what I'm saying? Whereas before, I told y'all it was another woman who had came out and said he was with her. She was mad. I'm putting all this together. I'm the police right now. She got mad that he moved on to another woman. That's my thought, allegedly. And wasn't showing her no attention with her bobblehead.
Okay.
So she devised this whole plan. The police said she was looking up stuff on Amber Alert. Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert? The movie Taken.
So she plotted this out.
She plotted out, but this is where she went wrong. The plan would have worked if it wasn't for those kids. That's why I always think it was Scooby-Doo. If it wasn't, why would you say a baby? No.
Because people were involved with trying to get that.
Never should have said a baby.
Whose baby? Where's the baby?
Honey child. They don't give two rats about you as a black woman. But they care about a baby.
Where's the
If your son was on the side of the road, that was dumb. Every white person in Alabama would have been trying to find that puppy.
Where's the puppy?
It was a Labrador. Fucking down the highway. Put that Labrador to get hit. They don't give two rats about you. They want to know about that Labrador. That was her first mistake. Her second mistake Why would you leave your wig and your
Black woman
phone?
leaving her wig. Some
The phone that you looked up Amber Alerts
her past searches.
and past searches. You are a moron.
But that's what I was saying. Even though you don't feel that there's a history of mental, something clicked in her, even with
Exactly.
the emotions that she was so
Yes.
stirred up,
Yes.
for her to even plot this out.
Let's go with the mental for all you people that love to
Maybe
say.
at a moment at that time,
Okay.
she probably was really in
I
love
got
with
it.
the guy. And
Yeah. Let's go. What you say, Mom? Yeah.
right.
Let's go with the
And
mental.
we know some people get involved with somebody where it just
I got it.
so
All
dis-
right, here we go. Okay, yeah.
See?
Let's go with the mental then.
Okay.
All right. Well, then go ahead and give Kanye West his billions of dollars back because he was having a mental episode when he was talking about Jewish people.
Well, he
Go
got
ahead and no, go ahead. But you're saying people who said she shouldn't go to jail because it's mental. Saying don't punish mental.
Said he got backlash for that.
Exactly.
She get backlash for that.
Thank you.
So
So
it should be taken up for her.
oh, people are saying mental.
And do the turn and do the whole thing with the Christian thing. Pray for her now, but not for
She can have a wonderful
forgive her.
She
Forgive
can
her.
have a wonderful prison ministry.
Yes.
Wonderful. I support her.
Though. I wonder how
It's not that long.
no.
That's the other thing. We're gonna get into more of this, but hold on.
Because she didn't hurt anybody.
If we're gonna go with people who have mental breakdowns shouldn't go to prison, well, let's let everybody out of prison. Because how do you kill somebody, stab them 100 times and don't have mental issues?
Well, we're talking about someone who has taken a life or violated.
No, I'm
She didn't
saying
do that.
there's people in prison who also robbed people. What is going on with you?
Once again, is
Oh, there's people in prison who rob people.
Mhm.
Let's let them out because they have mental issues. Okay.
no.
Okay, then. So mental has nothing to do with you going to prison.
No, the law has it where however your mental state is, what did you do in that mental state?
Exactly.
If you didn't hurt anybody, you know your sentence is not going to be as long.
I got it. But I'm saying
If you stole
having a mental breakdown does not exclude you from going to jail. That's the point I'm trying to make. Because then everybody in prison will be out. If it's about having a mental
I
breakdown.
don't think she's going to jail, to be honest.
She should. And then that's the other thing. What, Mom? Yes. My mother getting ready to make my next point. There are people who have mental issues who actually I've seen come on YouTube and these other channels and say, you make us look bad by saying that.
Mhm.
I have mental breakdowns. I have schizophrenia. Other people who say that I don't. I'm saying that they do. I've never devised a whole plan. It's at that moment. I might have a mental breakdown or schizophrenia or something like, oh, I see a kid walking on the side of the road and I have a mental crack right then. Not stealing from your job and devising a whole plan and going to the hotel and all of this other
If
stuff.
they get her, it definitely would be because she stole something and then she used the police time to look for her.
Yes.
So whatever that sentence is,
Yes.
it won't be heavy though, because she didn't hurt anybody. And that's probably why some people are trying to take up for her.
No. Oh,
She
and that was
didn't
the
hurt
last one.
anybody.
That was the last one.
Anybody.
Black people, please listen and listen up. And I don't know how many times I have to say this. If you keep playing the black card, it's the boy who cried wolf.
Mhm.
When we really have reasons to say black or this or that, nobody will listen to you because you use it all the time. Stop saying that if she was a white woman, she would not get in trouble. I can name at least 3 white women who are in jail now for doing the same exact thing. One is famous that y'all know, the runaway bride. Remember the runaway bride? If y'all remember that story, that white lady, she ran away and thought everybody thought she was kidnapped. She made it like she was kidnapped.
She in jail now?
She went to jail. So at least give her the same sentence you gave the runaway bride.
Depends on what state she's in.
Oh, she's in Alabama, honey. She better hope they don't throw the book at her.
Yeah. I think for me though, the sad thing about this whole story We always hear in the news, Black women are they forget about Black women. They don't care about Black women. When Black women are missing, you don't even hear them talk about Black women. There's been women missing for years. This story actually hit the news, and I was sitting there going, ooh, a Black woman.
Well,
who's been
we
abducted.
got
How you
conspiracy.
gonna get her?
Well, we have conspiracy theories. I told you the first one. We always say, where are we going to be put in the news? And the one time we're national news, she's a moron and a fake.
She lied.
So that's a conspiracy theory. Almost as if somebody set it up to be like, okay, well, we know this. They knew from the beginning it was fake. But let's go ahead and pretend. It's almost like the submarine, that submersion thing. Remember? Let's spend a whole week with the billionaire and the millionaires under the ocean, and the Navy knew the thing imploded the day of. But they spent a whole week covering it so that nobody would look at the thousands and thousands of immigrants that have drowned in the ocean. They kept our attention over here so that we wouldn't focus on thousands of immigrants in 3 or 4 different boats, 400 in each boat, drowning while we was looking at the submersion
Right.
of a billionaire who the Navy knew imploded hours after it happened.
When I first heard the news about Carlee, I wasn't okay, don't get me wrong. I wasn't happy about that news because that's news you're never happy about. When someone's abducted, if someone's kidnapped, if someone runs away and they're found on the street or whatever, I was more concerned with, oh, finally a Black woman's story. How are the police going to handle it? How are the news people going to handle it?
And they gave it the full force, didn't they? Just to find out it was a fake.
So hurt.
So that's a conspiracy theory on there. Almost as if now y'all gonna shut up about saying we don't cover. Because we covered that one. That's the one conspiracy theory. The second one, which I believe more of, is number one, she was in a Mercedes. So she's not, wouldn't.
That was the car that was running.
Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't like she was a poor Black person.
Okay.
So class has a lot to do with it. And say what you want, she was part of the Divine Nine. She was in a sorority that the vice president of the United States is in.
AKA.
As soon as you a Divine Nine person and you put that out, we know that everybody in every city that's in the Divine Nine gonna be looking for you. And if the vice president is in your sorority, you don't think she got a phone call and said,
Madam Vice
President, one of your sorority sisters is missing. I don't know if you need to make a phone call to the local Hoover
Or even
police
department.
department.
Some people call the Biden and them and Obama and them in the past have called the families.
Thank
How are you doing? What's going on? How are you
You
feeling?
notice Biden didn't call this family.
No.
See, that's part of that conspiracy. I believe the police knew it was fake from the beginning. But I think they had, number one, and I was so stupid, I didn't catch it. I have moron moments too. A baby walking on the highway. How would they know she gonna be the one to pull over?
That's right.
Oh, they got us with the baby. Baby.
Whoever comes by and gets this baby, we're gonna
know that. A bus full of tourists could have pulled over. There's a baby on the side of the highway.
Person would have probably waited to the back and go, oh, that's too many people.
Full of gangbangers could have pulled over. Hey man, there's a baby on the side of the highway.
Get the baby, man. We'll find somewhere to take it.
But that a single woman would pull over to get a baby.
But that
should have clicked it from there, but we didn't.
But that was
focused on the baby.
But that was her story because that gave her reason to pull over and to get abducted. That was her reason. That was her story plan. And it's unfortunate that she had us all believing.
25-year-old nursing student who alleged she was kidnapped in Alabama last week while attempting to help a toddler on the interstate.
Mm-hmm.
On July 13th, after leaving work, but she stole from, might add, toilet paper. And she, one of her Google searches was how to steal money out of a register without anybody knowing.
What was her job?
Does she work as a pharmacist or something? I don't know. Oh. Unless she was going to the store to steal. But those Cheez-Its, the ones that was posted as the kidnapper fed her, she actually bought them at the store.
She bought her own food.
And she knew she was going to be abducted. So if all of us would, we would get toilet paper just in case we're going to get abducted. And we're going to get Cheez-Its and stuff like that and a robe and stuff because and put $107 in our sock because we assume somebody's going to kidnap us on the way home.
She should have plotted it out. She should have planned it out all the way.
She's a moron.
If I would have planned that story, I would have ruffled myself up.
What to a highway? There's cameras. No, not a highway.
No, off somewhere where you can't see her and tear her clothes be ripped off.
Was she ripped? Sorry. When she came back, no, you messed up. When she came back, she wasn't dirty, but she did rip her shirt. Ooh, the police said her shirt was ripped.
Oh wow! See, she didn't plan. You got to plan it. There's people who even plan they're getting shot. Man, shoot me, do a flesh wound.
A flesh wound.
And it got to look real.
She should watch more than Taken. Honestly, if you're gonna do this, do it.
Yeah, poor thing. But distraught because of her boyfriend.
And she didn't. That's what she messed up. The baby messed her up. That made her go national. Also, what messed her up was the boyfriend blocking him and then unblocking him and calling his sister. Police would have picked that up right away. She thought that nobody was going to care because she's a Black woman, and she's absolutely correct.
Oh,
you big dummy! You should have just been walking to the park like every other Black woman that gets abducted, and then somehow, some way, you get snatched and we don't see you.
So she
more.
Was wanting to get abducted to get her boyfriend's attention.
She wanted to get her boyfriend's
Not
attention.
so much the world attention.
She didn't know. She thought she said it went way wild.
She was like, oh, this went too far.
She didn't think, she thought she was gonna be like the thousands of other Black women who nobody cares about and nobody reports. And she messed up. She missed the mark. The baby. Don't include a baby in a kidnapping. Because people care about the baby more than they care about you, you big dummy.
Yeah. And they looked, like you said, they saw past researches on her computer about being abducted and all that, right?
The police said when she was following the baby on the phone, she followed the baby 600 yards, which is the 6 football fields. Now, this magic baby, he's able to walk. Distance. Not only is this baby, this baby is the next Russell Wilson. He can walk.
Oh, that's what they say from
Brady.
Oh,
walk 6 football fields.
Y'all know a little baby don't walk that long. They little legs be trying to keep up.
No, this magic Tom Brady baby walked 6
Tom Brady baby.
Walked 6 football fields.
Yeah.
Didn't veer left to right. Straight on. He didn't walk in the traffic. He didn't walk in the bushes. He didn't stop to pull his diaper up. He didn't blow his nose. He didn't do anything. He walked straight for 6 football fields. And she followed him with his white shirt on and his diapers.
Y'all know, right?
This magic Tom Brady baby. Then, also, apparently, a white guy with red hair, Fonzo, came out of the woods and grabbed her.
She said he had red hair.
She had red hair. Now, that is the only good thing about her. She didn't say it was a Black person and a Hispanic. That if somebody grabs somebody or kills somebody, they always a Black man.
I know. Gosh.
At least she stayed true to us then.
Red hair.
I'm not going to put this on anybody Black. It was a white man who came out the bushes and grabbed her.
While she was following the baby.
While she was following that Tom Brady baby. Not just any baby.
Feels lit.
Now, I think she got that from Dave Chappelle.
You think?
Dave Chappelle did a stand-up. Somebody showed this.
Oh, no.
Remember, Dave Chappelle did a stand-up and he talked about the baby outside in the middle of the hood and nobody said anything. So I was in the hood and I looked over and there was, you know how he talk. I looked over and there was a baby standing on the corner just looking at me. Around, he said, don't nobody see that baby. And he said the baby was just standing there. Remember that? You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
She got that from Dave Chappelle.
And what happened with that story? Did he just is that joke?
That was a cool baby. That's what I'm saying. Her baby was that baby. That was Dave Chappelle's baby.
Cool baby walking six football fields length. That baby wasn't tired.
And also, so the man pulled you out the woods, picked up the baby. He's able to hold the baby and you and go over a fence. Well, hold on, the lady didn't come in yet. She didn't meet the lady until she went to an 18-wheeler. That's the other thing that's good about what she did. The stuff she did with the white people. She didn't blame us. What you they gonna be in an 18-wheeler? On the road again? She did the most countryest thing you could. A red-haired white man and a white woman in an 18-wheeler.
But that baby walking them 6 fields, those football field length. She messed up with the baby.
And the baby was never crying. This is a good baby. This baby was a Tom Brady baby. He didn't even cry.
Oh. Oh well.
The 911 didn't hear the baby. Her friend, her brother's sister didn't hear the baby.
Mm-hmm.
This is a well-mannered baby.
I think if she would have did something else to get abducted, like maybe at a gas station,
Something.
but then the cameras would have shown it.
She didn't know that there was cameras on the on the interstate. Oh yeah, that's right. My mom said to watch this story. She got to lose twice. They didn't bound her because she said they didn't want to leave any marks on her.
Mm-hmm.
These is a very affectionate,
very nice
kidnappers.
And people
and they took pictures of her, but they didn't sexually assault her.
Maybe like those people who are taken up for her saying they were forgiving and Christians. It probably was
maybe it was a Christian couple.
They just wanted to talk with her and praise God about, make sure she's safe.
Well, she never saw the woman because I guess she had a blindfold on. But she heard her.
Going back to what you said, who is defending her?
Morons.
Y'all all listening to us. Are any of y'all defending her? Would y'all go, oh, leave her alone?
And then they said these are the ones that defend her.
I don't know no better.
Okay, yeah, so what? It happened. She shouldn't do any jail time for that. That's the other argument.
The only jail time I think the jail time that she definitely would do is when she stole the money.
She not only stole the money, but she stole stuff from her job.
Yeah, the stealing, anything that she actually stole, she definitely has to do jail time for that.
And you stole hours.
But what is
from the police department?
What is the law? Now remember the police, Chicago police. He didn't do any time.
Right.
But the police sued him.
Right. What they gonna sue her? They're gonna sue her.
Jesse Smollett.
Yeah.
Chicago police. They said you wasted.
And guess what? You're not gonna be driving in your red Mercedes. You need to catch the bus for a little while.
Mm-hmm. So they'll probably do the same thing that the Jesse Smollett story did.
And then the other argument was, what was it? It was that she shouldn't do any jail time. What was the other thing that people said that irritated me? I'll remember later. But
about the relationship with her boyfriend or
no, just the whole story with her. She didn't hurt anybody.
She's hurt. I told you she didn't hurt anybody. That's probably what people are looking at. She didn't hurt anybody. She didn't even the made up story. She still didn't hurt anybody. She was alone in her story. She made up somebody picking her up and abusing her or whatever, violating her. She actually didn't physically hurt anyone.
The only positive thing that has come out about this story is that some people are actually posting missing people and tagging her name, Carlee Russell.
What do you mean?
Missing Black women. It's bringing exposure to the fact that there are a lot of missing Black women out there that nobody's talking about.
Why would they put her name though?
Because that's what people are looking up. She's viral. So as you go to look up her, you see an actual really missing Black woman.
To really put the story out.
Oh, she's in good condition.
But you're saying because this is such a big story, they include her hashtag her name too?
Yeah, you tying it to her.
Wow.
The other thing that
but that just made people remember that are we gonna be really serious about your story? Because you putting hers now.
The other thing that people have to understand is that there are thousands and thousands of African American women, minority people, period. It's almost starting to get to where it's classism too, that nobody talks about because they don't fit the bill.
Mm-mm. Right. And that's the same for Black men who are gunned down in the urban areas and cities. A lot of them feel like their lives are not important, so
And
they're
there's
going to investigate who did the shooting for them.
and there's texts and stuff in the computer. Police said they're not sharing right now out of respect for her. What could it be possibly?
Hmm.
They're gonna have to share it sooner or later, especially if there's a file, if they open a file up against her. Somebody's gonna get out. I bet you it's about her boyfriend and about her saying, I'm gonna do something or I need to do something to get him back or something. Or nudes. Maybe she sent him some nudes or something. I don't know. But they just said it's some stuff that they not even sharing now because they don't want to out of respect for her family. It seemed like the police, the main guy, the police officer, it seemed like they like her family and they feel like her family believed her,
Hmm.
which you would.
Hmm. The mom.
You would believe her, but after a while, you gotta, even as a mother, say,
Because
honey, come on now.
think about it. If our mom was told that,
Ma, you wouldn't believe that, would you?
yeah, she'd be nervous.
She said she'd be
She'd be
wondering.
wondering.
You would say publicly that you believe me, but privately you would say, I wonder if Kim is something going on with Kim.
Right.
She said she wouldn't say it publicly. I think that's what her mom.
Right.
She not gonna say it publicly.
But the boy.
But she believes like all the rest of us. What did he say?
You said he
No,
said,
he hasn't said anything since this whole thing came out about her lying and stuff.
no, but he said something earlier.
So he believed that she was kidnapped. He said she fought for her life for 48 hours. She got his attention, which is what her original thing was. Let's see what all y'all saying. Emerald says, hey ladies. Did I do this?
No, it's been on us.
Oh man. All right. All right. What was I going to say? Let's see if that shows. We still trying to get a new computer, y'all. Emerald says you probably should have said something. I would have flipped it over.
I didn't even think about it.
Emerald says, "Hey, ladies." Wendy says, "Howdy, y'all. Hey, y'all." Denisha says, I am so pissed at her. These dang young people do this mess for attention. I knew it was a lie when they said a child." Emerald says, "I had see you can't hardly see us, but look,
Oh, okay.
but that's fine. We still trying to work this out. See how we supposed to be in there? That's fine."
Oh.
Denisha says, I knew it was a lie when they said a child. Emerald says, I feel Jesse's situation is way worse. He is older and well known.
Right.
Okay, because he's a celebrity.
Right.
Denisha's laughing. SK Admirer said, especially a Caucasian baby. Oh, yeah. She said it was a white baby.
Mhm.
If she should have said a black baby, she would at least alienated a couple of people. She said a white baby, and she don't think all Alabama gonna be looking for this baby
She probably didn't think the story was gonna get as big as it did.
by saying a white baby walking on the side. The next Tom Brady is walking on the side of the highway.
I think she wanted it just for her
She did.
a private, not as viral as it went.
She needs some repercussions, Emerald says, for the wasted time, resources, and tax dollars. I agree. Denisha says she did hurt people. She hurt the people who helped her and had to be the live trauma from or relive the live trauma from the person that they have lost. Triggering to a person that has PTSD. That's what I said. She brought back a lot of people. Oh, that was my last point. For people who say, hey, I just had it. That's how you know you get
Or
old.
PSD.
No,
Some issue,
I'll keep
mental
going.
issue.
No, I'll keep going. Denisha says yes. Wendy says, I remember the runaway bride. That woman is guilty. And she also went to jail for that, Wendy. Everybody saying hi to each other. Denisha says, so why is she stealing money from the job? Um, Janisha laughed and I said, a car full of gangbangers. Yeah, they don't know who could have pulled over. Anybody could have pulled over.
Right.
Oh, True says she worked at a spa. Hey, True.
Oh,
She
that's what her
says she
job
worked at a
was.
spa.
Okay.
Denise says she works at a spa. Okay. True says she stole a roll and toilet paper from the spa. Then got Greek food for dinner, then went to Target for her snacks. Just dumb. And none of the snacks was found in the car. Greek food, did she have a euro perhaps?
You know what?
I'm gonna get kidnapped for a couple of days. I need something that
Yeah, that's gonna sustain me.
Colleen says, hello everyone. Hey Colleen. Emerald says, what college is she attending? I want to make sure my sons don't go there. Oh, Wendy says she was looking up on her computer. Yeah, on her phone too. Emerald says, obviously they aren't teaching the students well. Wendy says, I remember the Chappelle with the baby standing outside. Um,
I don't think she's gonna be going to.
oh, Wendy M says, I remember that. Hey, baby.
She's not gonna be going to school no time soon. She may have to drop out.
True says, then she said something about they painted her nails. Yeah.
The
They
spa,
painted, no, the kidnapper.
well, she spas in her head. Spa treatment, spa, feeling, spa relaxation, she it's in her head.
Wendy says, you know, I'm dying to talk Jussie Smollett story. Emerald says, hey, hell no. Nah. Wendy M says, I didn't believe her from day one. Yeah, that's why we put up that video y'all see in the past that says something is fishy. Other Wendy says you should be putting a mental, she should be put in a mental institution, wasted the police resources. She indirectly hurt every Black woman who has been kidnapped, Wendy M said. And other Wendy says some Alfred Hitchcock story.
I don't think, here's my thing on that. And then people would have to probably test her to see. I don't think she's at the mental state of a mental institution. I think she had a
Oh, I
mental,
think Speak Christ is asking, are you okay?
I'm hot and my cold's coming out.
Okay.
I think she had a mental breakdown and she definitely needs counseling. So I've met people who are in mental institutions and need to go to them. My mom worked with one lady, she was schizo. That is crazy. She dated a gentleman at the job and she was stalking him. That's crazy behavior ongoing, but she definitely needs to sit down and talk to somebody, some counseling. And because if she don't have any history until this guy that she's dating, then that's something that you think, oh wow, she was really in love with this guy, I really needed his attention. So other than that, I don't think she needs to go to a mental institution.
All right.
Yeah,
I
and
think she
don't
needs to go
even
to
waste
jail.
don't even waste the spot there. There's a lot of people need to be in there.
Well, my thing is she needs to be locked up,
Yeah.
and I'm done with her.
We'll see though what charges they'll bring against her. We know from stealing. She definitely for theft. But anything else, it would have to be a Jussie Smollett thing where the cops come at her. All this man time, these man hours that we put in to look for you.
If I could think of my last point, but I can't think
What was
of
it
it.
about?
I can't. It's
Was it
it's
about her
it's
mental
another point
state?
that everybody keeps saying.
About her?
Yeah, about taking off for her.
Like she is it something to do with the boyfriend or
No, I can't remember it. I hate when I can't remember something.
oh, but it's another reason why people take up for her.
It's another reason why people take up for her.
Hmm.
Let's see on
Well,
Facebook.
she didn't hurt nobody. I thought we said that.
Monan RN says, I'm mad as heck at her. Why did she have $107 in her sock? Thank you. And so the kidnapper sent her home with money. Not only did they not tie her up, but these grateful kidnappers let her go home with money.
Yeah, there was some good Christian kid.
Well, the thing they got a Tom Brady baby. So they know they're gonna make money in the future.
This baby who walked that length of time, that length, little leg babies, they'll sit down and cry before they walk a whole football. Come on now. He'll be crying, he'll just sit and maybe lay down. Come on, girl. We all believe that. So
That's hilarious.
okay. All right.
All right. I can't think of what my
You got
what my thing is, but
for your other stories.
all right, y'all.
Mhm.
This one, oh, this was the other one. This one ran out on my thing. this girl, this is another one in Dubai. And I'm not going to go because we're going to probably hear more about her. There's a girl detained overseas. A TikTok star, Tierra Allen, is held in Dubai, accused of screaming at a rental car firm for refusing to return personal items. Now, her mom got on TV and she wanted all of us to go, in on Dubai for holding her daughter. Okay, because her daughter, the way her mom made it sound was like she was in Dubai, she yelled at the car rental man, and in Dubai women can't yell at men like that, so they held her, they're holding her, and they're not letting her come home.
Black woman,
right? So we all thinking when you first heard the story that came from her mom was that, why would you hold somebody for just
yelling at you?
Yelling, that's wrong, whatever. But we can't put our own personal America standards on another country. If you go to another country and you're not supposed to yell at a man, don't yell at a man.
There's countries you go to in the Middle East that you have to have covering on your head.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
you have to follow whatever rule they have. So if they say you're not supposed to yell at a man, you're not supposed to yell at a man.
Okay.
But some people kind of felt sorry for her and said, well, maybe she didn't know the rule or whatever, and maybe we should advocate for them to bring her back and let her out. No. It comes to find out, people who have traveled with her before, you know how couples travel together? Since she's a menace.
Ooh,
they showed video of her yelling everywhere they go.
You're kidding.
She went off in Puerto Rico. They was in Puerto Rico on a recent trip.
This is a habit.
And this one lady said that she showed the film. She called her husband, the woman's husband, a B, yelled at him, threw stuff on him, acting out. And when her boyfriend tried to interject, she yelled at him and hit him.
Oh,
she's a menace.
She has a temper.
She has a temper. So I don't believe she just was yelling at the Dubai rental car man. She probably called him a B. Ooh. Can you imagine in a Muslim country, a woman calling a man a B? That's probably why they locked her up.
It may be different for her if she was famous. She's not famous. She's just a TikTok person, right?
No, she ain't nobody.
I'm saying if it was like a Beyonce or something.
Beyonce wouldn't do that because she's not stupid.
I'm just saying.
Right. I'm
thinking out loud. Beyonce level, they'll just like grit their teeth and go, oh, I'm gonna let her holler at me, because normally they don't holler at me like that.
Exactly.
But this chick, maybe she needs to learn her lesson.
That's what her friends, well, quote unquote friends, were saying. Leave her there. So then some guy was on the timeline. You know how the bleeding hearts, the same ones with Carlee. Oh, so you just feel like she should be locked up because she goes off on people, and that's
What's the next step for her?
Lock her up.
What's the next step for her? How long will she be locked up?
You can't go, well, see, that's the thing. You can't go to other countries and put your own Americanized ways in other countries. It doesn't work that way. Somebody said she should have just went to Miami or somewhere and quit trying to go to these other countries.
Oh my goodness. So
that's why I don't go to Dubai. They said Dubai is like, you can't.
We watched The Housewives of Dubai.
I'm going to Dubai.
And the Housewives of Dubai, these women were rich. They were either married to somebody that was rich.
Yes.
Or they were in a whole different category.
Or if you go to Dubai, they didn't just relax. Just go on the beach and do whatever you need to do.
Publicly holler at people.
Thank you.
They was in their own circle.
Thank you.
Of friends when they would raise their voices. Because these housewives,
thank you,
they were fighting at each other.
Thank you.
They didn't fight at the man taking them to the airport or the guy driving the boat. So I noticed that about them.
All right, let's look at this. Emerald says, I don't think she had a mental break. It was all for a man's attention. I agree. I'm done with people keep saying it was a mental thing. And even if it was, so what? The prison is people that's mentally ill.
But I think we fail to understand, and Sarah on The View always brings this up. Mental, I think
there's levels of that.
Yeah, and we don't understand if a person dies, and we're like so distraught.
That's mental.
That's a mental breakdown.
Right.
It's not like you're mentally disturbed.
But that's not temporary insanity.
Thank you.
She's not mental. She's not too mental to go to jail.
I agree. I'm thinking we get so twisted with that word mental.
Yeah.
And we need to understand a lot of y'all has had some mental breakdowns.
And we didn't go and call the police and
right.
that.
My son's dead. Oh Lord. It's
right.
They look at you like
she having a mental breakdown.
Emotional breakdown. We want to call it something else.
And I told you people who are have mental illnesses said they don't like that people keep saying that about her.
Yeah.
Because it makes them look like, oh, so every time we have a mental issue, we're going to be calling the police and having thousands of cops coming to look for stuff.
Exactly.
No.
She plotted this
That's
out.
a plot.
Yeah.
She plotted that.
She planned that one.
Wendy says she really needs a psychiatrist in prison. That's fine as long as it's in prison. If you look at her,
as long as
if you look at her and she looks a little gone, okay. True says I figured she had to be doing a whole lot for them to get to the point of arresting her. Emerald says don't go anywhere acting like a child throwing a tantrum. She sold. Oh, that's this lady. She's throwing a tantrum in Dubai.
We all know the great word that everybody says, because even people say karma in other faiths or whatever.
Yeah.
She planted a lot of seeds of crazy.
This is not a Ben Carson.
She's reaping it now.
This is not a Ben Carson. This is not a black person at all, y'all. Again,
reaping.
Let's hold our cards close to our chest, guys. Quit playing the black card all the time. This was a girl who goes off all the time. And friends who travel with her said she's a menace. Right. And they're actually happy she arrested. They don't even want her to come back. That's how much of a menace she is. And she kept taunting this one lady's husband. It was like she wanted him to hit her.
You're kidding.
She said that.
Daring him.
She showed it on film. She kept throwing stuff on him in the kitchen, calling him the B word, yelling at him.
She's spoiled.
She said, I was so proud of my husband. He was like,
she's spoiled.
Good.
So maybe it's.
And then the police came. She caused so much ruckus that the people probably next door called the police. But the lady's husband didn't even press charges on her. He said, I don't want to detain us in another country. I just want to go home. Pressing charges would have made a whole big thing. He said he didn't press charges. He said, let's just go home. And they said they will never travel with her again.
Wow.
Now she's detained in Dubai. Her mom and the girls who travel with her said her mom knows how much of a menace she is because she's a menace to her mom.
Wow, your own mom you disrespect?
But yet her mom didn't say that when she was being interviewed about her daughter being held in Dubai.
See, that's the time. Swallow your little pride and just be real.
My daughter's a menace, y'all. But I don't think she should be in jail for 20 years for yelling at somebody.
Exactly. So I don't know how long she's going to be detained.
We don't know. So we'll follow that story to see what happens.
I bet you on that one she going to learn to keep her mouth shut.
Probably not.
I don't know.
Oh, you're right. A 12-year-old girl has been charged in connection with an acid attack against another child in Detroit Park. The girl, who has not been identified, has been charged with 1 count of assault with intent to do great bodily harm and assault, according to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. She was also ordered to have no contact with the victim, an 11-year-old girl identified as Deidre Summers. You know what happened on this case? There were some kids playing in the park. And this one girl got in an argument with this other girl and was probably bullying her, I'm sure. And so the one girl went home, said, I'm going home. I'm going to get my mom or whatever. And the kids left. They ran away because they was like, I'm not dealing with that. You're going to get your mom or whatever. This little girl right here left her purse. And she went back to the park to get it. When she came, she wasn't even the one that was bullying the girl. When she came back to get her purse, the girl was there with her mom and some acid. And her mother told her to throw the acid on the little girl.
Thinking that she was one of the girls that was bullying her?
Yes. It didn't even matter if she was one of the girls that was bullying her, even though she wasn't. What mom gets acid?
We talk about mental.
And tells your child to throw it on another child.
What is the word? Mental.
Now, with that being said, people was talking on the internet.
That's some evil.
This would have been the time. Never in a million years would you ever say to hit a child.
Mm-hmm.
That girl who threw that acid, I would have picked her up and threw her across the field.
Well, she was already burned with acid, so she probably wasn't thinking.
No, not her. The girl who threw the acid.
Who would throw her across the field?
I would if I was this girl's mom.
Oh, because she by herself.
I know.
So
I know.
She didn't have no protection.
Her mom would have put in a headlock, and her face would have been smashed in the dirt.
But the fact that the girl went home and got her mom
and came back.
Her mom plotted.
They brought
Bring
acid.
acid and burn whoever.
So you was gonna throw that on any kid that was there
to do these kind of scars. The mom needs to be put behind bars.
Okay.
And maybe acid thrown on her. Now you know how it feels. I don't even know if you got a mom like
this daughter.
That's why the kids ran home.
Right, exactly. You going to get that crazy?
She crazy.
This little girl, her mom said when she came in the door, it was smoke. She was on fire. So not only did you throw acid on my daughter, she had to walk home on fire,
burning,
and walk in the house smoked up. And I'm looking like, and I'm a mom. What in the world just happened?
What happened? Who did this?
An adult told a kid to do it. Be different if the kid, which is bad too.
Right.
Would have went home and got some acid and came back and threw it on everybody. That's bad too.
It's the same kid that probably killed birds and tear wings.
Thank you. Dahmer, a little small Dahmer. So our story was a little Tom Brady, and then this one, the little Dahmer. Well, what mom does that? So these people, I'm telling y'all, that's why I told you with the traffic thing. That man who got in that argument and the guy drove by and shot the man's wife.
Yeah, he put his finger up.
Gotta stop this, guys. This is not back in the day when we was growing up and people would yell at each other and, oh, you shut up or you shut up. People are crazy today. They will kill you. They will shoot you. Look at this.
What is the mom doing?
Sad.
What is the mom doing? What they doing now?
Well, it's under investigation.
Because most moms will come at whoever that mom is.
Wendy says you're playing a dangerous game, acting ignorant in a different country, different laws, who knows what will happen. Yes. The Dubai lady.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that because we got to stop saying, we got to understand that there are crazy people in this world. And these people will hurt you.
Yeah, that's sad. Because would we be surprised if her mom came back and shot that lady?
You know what? She probably did because she thought it was going to be kid. Oh, you're talking about this girl's mom. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Her mom could be crazy too.
Because I don't know how they're going to get out of this one. The mother and her daughter with the scars that's on her back. They are going to jail.
Yeah.
Her daughter probably going to be taken from her. Right?
I would.
Mm-hmm. Her daughter's going to be taken from her.
All right.
Child, what do you call that?
Real quickly on this dude. Talked about that. Oh, we was going to talk about this yesterday, but you were sick. Mm-hmm. Travis King spent 48 days in prison in South Korea before bolting across the border to North Korea. Another one. Again, we have to hold our black cards close to us.
He's young.
King had been escorted by military to an airport outside of Seoul for possible further disciplinary action in the U.S. before ending up on the heavily fortified border between North and South Korea. This is the story of a black guy who was in the military, and he was in trouble. He did something in the United States military. They was holding him and they was going to bring him back here to be in what is it, court. Mm-hmm. And he escaped. And now he's in North Korea.
Ran over, crossed the border.
More details emerged Thursday about the last months in South Korea. A U.S. soldier who fled across the border to North Korea as the isolated communist country remained silent on his status. 23-year-old, he is young. Private second class Travis King spent 48 days in prison. in a city about 50 miles south of South Korea capital Seoul after he failed to pay a $4,000 fine on charges that included damaging public property. Well, that's not bad.
What?
If he damaged public property, and that's why they was holding him, and he refused to pay he couldn't pay the $4,000 fine. But now that's an example. He didn't hurt anybody or anything like
Just
that.
hurt some building.
He probably hurt some building or something.
But the days probably behind in jail made him go cuckoo.
He was in there for 48 days.
That's over.
Why are you holding a black military guy for 48 days?
Are they waiting for him to pay?
For him to, because he damaged property.
Are they waiting for him to pay the money to come from family before they let him go?
Because he didn't pay the $4,000 fine. Maybe he don't have $4,000.
I don't know. They waiting for family to pay. It's taking that longer time.
According to the legal documents, King did not cooperate when apprehended by the officers last October after causing hundreds of dollars in damage to a police patrol car. That's why.
Oh.
While shouting profanities about Koreans and the Korean army. All right, here we go. We got the other one.
In another country acting stupid.
So you felt the need in Korea, probably drunk,
I don't know,
to damage a Korean police car, yell obscenities about Koreans, and cuss them out. And you don't think they're going to hold you and pull you over.
You don't need to be in the military. You got some issues. Why? How did he even pass? How did he even get that far to even go through basic training and all of that?
Each day Mr. King spent at the penitentiary was equivalent to about $100,000 won, or about $80 a won. About $80, said the official, who was not authorized to speak to the news media. Oh, so they was making him work it off, probably. The incident threatened to worsen tensions between U.S. and North Korea. Now he's escaped. He went over to North Korea. We've been trying to get a hold of Kim Jong-un. He ain't saying nothing. I told my mom he might get away with it because if he may have to stay in North Korea because Kim Jong-un has an fascination with Black people. You know he likes hip hop. Mm-hmm. We know he loves basketball.
What's his name?
Dennis Rodman. He probably gonna ask Dennis Rodman to come over there to bring him back.
Dennis may come over there and get him.
He was yelling obscenities at the South Koreans.
Well, North.
So Kim Jong Un is like, say it loud. I don't like him either.
Thank you.
And you messed up one of their police patrol cars.
I like you,
buddy.
Well, I like you.
So we don't know how he's being held in North Korea. Is he being held bad in North Korea? Or does he have a cigar in his mouth that Kim Jong-un's state?
Royal treatment. We will see. We will see.
And why would he want to come back here? He's got to go to jail.
I don't know. What's his option when he stays in North Korea?
Stay there, find you a nice North Korean wife, and live on a farm somewhere.
Man is a dictator. He ain't gonna be all that. So I don't know. He may be in more danger. Who knows?
It says the U.S. has not received a response, meaning there are no updates on King's condition or avenues to retrieve him. We don't know his condition. We don't know where he's being held. We don't know the status of his health, she said. King, who was released on July 10th, had been escorted by military to Luncheon International Airport outside of Seoul. Tuesday, to come back to the United States.
Is he Army?
An airport official told Thursday that King went to his gate, but was missing a travel document needed to board the plane and was escorted out by an American Airlines employee. He ended up on a group tour. So they let him go, an American Airlines employee. He's getting on the plane. He left his document, apparently. And it was probably some, one of those, what's the stewardess? You don't say stewardess anymore.
Flight attendant.
Flight attendant said, don't worry, I'll walk him back to the thing. And he walking him back. This guy's in the military. He gave him the old hee-ho. And then he joined a travel group.
Man, he really wanted
and blended in. It had to be somebody Black in there because he wouldn't have blended in. And he went in the travel group, and then the lady said, I told you, we did talk about this the other day.
Yeah.
The lady said he ducked away between buildings during the travel thing.
How he maneuvered his way in, out, in and out with.
And she said he was laughing, and the lady said, "That's what's funny. It's not funny." She thought that was odd. So he's
He
gone.
has some problems too. He today has had some mental issues. Y'all notice that? Some mental breakdowns, some mental challenges,
That's the thing.
emotional breakdowns. Everybody has the girl that's hollering at everybody and telling them off. She got some issues. He has some issues. Dude, just do your job and make what is it? Pay for what you destroyed. What is wrong with people?
Emerald says, "What kind of parent teaches their child to throw acid on another child?"
Thank you.
Our other story.
That's
Wendy
child
says, "Like I
abuse.
said, you better be careful what you do in another country with different laws."
That parent is child abuse.
And True says he was also accused of assault twice in the past while in Korea, according to CNN.
So he's going to go. What is it when they do dishonorable discharge?
If they can get him back.
Because you messed up, dude. You messed up.
Kyrie Irving is back in the news.
Okay, what did he do?
It's actually good. I like to say something positive about Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
NBA star Kyrie Irving gives $40,000 to a 93-year-old South Carolina woman in her legal battle to protect her family home from an encroaching developer. They trying to get this lady. You know how every movie they always have where they try to get rid of people to take their house. That's what they trying to do with this lady.
Oh.
So they fine her. They'll do stuff. They'll say, "Oh, you got this in the yard or whatever. Oh, your door is this or she can't pay that stuff." And they pretty much trying to take her house from her. She don't want to sell it because she says she wants to keep it in the family.
Mhm.
But the developer says we have to have your house in order for us to do what it says. Dallas Maverick star Kyrie Irving has donated $40,000 to a 93-year-old South Carolina woman in a legal battle to protect her home from encroaching developer. Josephine Wright, a longtime resident of South Carolina's Hilton Head Island, is being sued by Bailey Point Investment Group for allegedly blocking the developer's progress on a 147 unit complex next to her property. The 1.8 acre plot that was first settled by escaped slaves and has remained in her family since the Civil War. Wright inherited the land in 2012 from her late husband.
That's history.
Thank you.
He's helping her.
The developers have reportedly made offers of up to $39,000 to buy her plot, her house.
Okay.
$39,000.
Thank you. If you really want it, when you
why don't you give her a couple of million?
Thank you. At least 6.
But when she refused, they began a campaign of harassment that included slashing her tires, throwing trash into her property, and even hanging a snake from her window.
Who's doing this?
She alleges.
The development.
I guess they figured I would become so unnerved with the harassment that I would say take it, Wright said at a recent press conference. But they don't know me. I'm here to fight for what I have.
Go ahead, woman.
And they thought because she's 93, she's too old. A GoFundMe page was started in Wright's name, which is how Irving came to donate $40,000. That campaign has raised $248,000 of its $350,000 goal Wednesday morning.
Get down.
While Irving has become a controversial figure in the NBA over his vaccine stance and his allegations of anti-Semitism, he's also developed a reputation for generosity. In 2017, he paid school tuition for 12-year-old battling a debilitating migraine condition. He's also paid funeral costs for a 14-year-old Irving's old high school in New Jersey. More recently, he paid the funeral costs of other expenses of family of Shaquilla Robinson, and a woman who was murdered while on vacation in Mexico last year. Shaquilla Robinson. He paid for her funeral. In fact, Irving has donated more than $500,000 to various GoFundMe campaigns, according to NetsDaily.com, a Brooklyn teen blog.
So they can't bother her no more.
Well, as long as she and they said Tyler Perry is looking into this too.
Good. That ought to shut down the developers and whoever's harassing her, because now it's making the news. So now spotlight's on whoever's trying to get her out.
She also has received support from former state legislator Bakari Sellers and the NAACP.
Okay.
Sellers initially tried to open a dialogue with the development company regarding the situation, but received no response.
See, they mean. They trying to, it's all about them and the money and whatever they're trying to build around her house.
She said, Wright's granddaughter, Sharice Graves, had told reporters that the disruption of her elderly grandmothers has had to endure in the last year. Unbeknownst to us, they just started tearing trees down around her. Our house was shaking like it was an earthquake. They didn't even have the decency to let us know that this is what was happening. The lawsuit is still in discovery phase, and Wright's family have commissioned an independent survey to see if she alleged encroachment crosses the parcel boundary. Wright maintains that her porch has around 22 feet of space between its end and the property line. So I don't know what they're gonna do. But you're not just gonna bully this woman out of her
build
property.
around her. But that was wrong. That the fact that I wondered if she would have sold it if they came up with a big amount.
$39,000.
She probably laughed at them.
I don't know if she gonna sell it then if it was from slaves and it was given to her family.
It's a lot of history. And that reformation, if they were going to give reformation because they're taking her property like they're doing in Evanston.
Thank you.
Give her some money. Give her over 200, 300,000.
Let me see. Wendy M said court martial. That's for the guy we was just saying, the King guy. Emerald says, I saw that story. Her family has owned that land for generations. How is this lawful? Wendy says, everybody has issues. Sometimes people just snap. Some people are embarrassed to get help. The stigma, probably that guy. And True says, this situation is so messed up, but it has happened to a lot of Black people. They will probably try to use eminent domain to take her property.
But if it's historical, I don't think they can tear it down.
I don't know.
If it's over so many years, you can't tear it. What do you call that when your property is deemed
Historic landmark.
Yeah,
Landmark.
Yeah, they can't tear that down. If she can hopefully get proof.
You know how they try to find ways to do stuff. So we don't know.
Let's see if Tyler and all of them can put some spotlight on these knuckleheads.
And real quick, Marjorie Taylor Greene compares Biden to FDR, LBJ, and gives Biden, you all right?
Yeah.
And gives Biden a new campaign. You want to stand up? Why don't you go stand up? Drink some water. Go drink some water. Lenora, go drink some water. She got a cramp. Far-right Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene might have accidentally realized Joe Biden is a good president. She's a nut job. She actually went on they have, you know how they have those conventions? She went on a convention and actually gave a speech about what she thought was a horrible speech about Biden, and it actually made him look better.
What do you mean?
It says that the predominantly ludicrous lawmaker from Georgia did Biden an unexpected and surely unplanned solid this weekend in her speech. That was it at the Conservative Turning Point Action Conference in Florida, telling Republicans that the Democratic president is friendlessly attempting to make people's lives better. She compared Biden's Build Back Better plan to President Lyndon B. Johnson's Great Society, an array of programs from the mid-1960s aimed at combating poverty in America. Those programs included Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, along with the 1964 Civil Rights Act. You big dummy.
Okay.
She's comparing him to somebody who helped pass the Civil Rights Act, get Medicare, Medicaid, and all these other things that's actually helping seniors.
Mm-hmm.
She made Biden look better.
You gotta use her as a spokesperson. Not she don't even realize.
He did. He made a commercial and used her words and her speaking at the conference.
That's funny. I would too. And that's gonna make her look stupid.
Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks that linking Biden to popular programs like Medicare will hurt him. I told you she's a moron.
Yeah, sounds not right with her.
Now I'm just a humble newspaper columnist. This is the guy from USA Today. but it strikes me as a curious political strategy to compare legislation of a president you despise and want to impeach with one of the most popular presidents in American history.
Oh my goodness. So she don't even realize that she was helping. Oh. Mm-mm-mm.
So she did all of this.
We
She
calling
said
her
he's like FDR.
donkey, are we?
No.
Oh no.
He said she compared him to FDR.
I think she had a donkey.
And these other, and Lyndon Johnson, all of them.
Uh-huh.
But people that would say did great.
Right. Right.
And she wants to know why they kicked her out of that group in the Congress.
Surprised they even got her up there. Who voted for her? Because she's just, to me, it's not, I don't know, something's not right with her. But I'm glad that he's using the commercial for her.
He did a commercial
too.
and he uses her on the podium speaking at this conference, saying all good things about him. He wants to bring back Medicare and Medicaid, and Joe Biden is like, thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm getting ready to say, why vote for Biden? She helped me say why.
Thank you.
You're absolutely correct, Marjorie. We need to keep him in there so we can keep Social Security and Medicare and
remind us of what he's
remind
done.
us of all the things that we need to keep
Of
that
his
you're trying to cut.
Thank you. Because now we're going, oh, so those are good things. So are you guys are opposite of that? So okay, we're for him because of those things.
Let's see. Drew says, you have to register historical sites. She probably didn't register it.
Oh.
And I doubt if it's registered as a historical site.
Oh.
And Wendy says historical landmark. Lenore, eat a banana. My doctor said it stops cramps. You have bananas.
Mhm.
You gonna go eat one?
I probably will.
All right. So she'll eat one.
I forgot to eat it this morning.
See, that's probably why you have cramps. Every day we try to do a TikTok of the day.
Mhm.
Okay, just like we do joke of the day. By the way, I told you we have a new page called Giggle for You Too. I'm moving all of our jokes over to that page. I'll probably move these TikToks over there too.
Okay.
So anything funny will be there.
Okay.
Because Woods Report, we're funny, but sometimes we just not funny.
Right.
Especially today. I wasn't funny today. Because of Carlee Russell with her big dumb self. And some days I'm funny and you're funny. But Giggle for You will always be funny.
Okay.
So all our funny stuff will be over there.
All
Giggle
the
for You.
content,
So
okay.
make sure you guys follow Giggle for You page. Subscribe rather to
Okay.
Giggle for You. But here's our TikTok of the day. Is that it?
That was quick and cute. I like when
You don't know like I know. He said the same thing I said one time when I was being funny.
What?
That God sometimes be like,
Shut up.
he did not lie when he said you get there at 12 o'clock and you don't leave till about 4 o'clock. And then they had the nerve to have a night service.
Yeah.
You go home at 4
services.
You get home at 5 o'clock. And you got to come right back to church for 7 o'clock service.
No, we had 3 services. We had an afternoon, and then we had an evening one. Sometimes we have.
You mean
3
morning?
services.
Oh, morning, afternoon,
and
and
then
evening.
Yep.
And don't mention Sunday school.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You literally in church all day on
All
Sunday.
day. We would bring extra pair of shoes, clothes to change in. Yep.
Wendy says I can't. Wendy M says, oh, they said no sound, no audio. All right, y'all. There's nothing I can do about it. This I don't her computer. We getting a new computer, y'all. He basically, can I do Bruce? He basically said he likes to go with white people because he go to church at 10:30 and he get out at 12. And they sang hallelujah. And he said, and we're out. He said, with black people, you go in at 12, you don't get out till about 5 o'clock at night.
And sing.
And he said, and the pastor always gotta sing. You don't know it like I know. And he said, I know that you've been up there and it's time to go. So that's basically what he said.
Yeah, Bruce.
Wendy says, I'm having separation anxiety. Have a good weekend in girls. Bye, Ma. No sound. Okay. All right, y'all. And then your final thing was this. That was yours.
We don't have to do this.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So that is it. I was trying to end on what you had.
Okay. That's okay. I'm tired.
All right. So we gotta we're getting a new computer. I don't know if she's gonna is it still no sound? Is it still no sound, guys?
I think it was with Bruce, wasn't it?
Is it still no sound? Comment down below if it's still no sound. Because if it is, there's no need for me to even close out. We didn't do anything over here, did we? What's this? Did I hit something?
You made it go up.
I didn't hit this, did I? So there's sound, right?
Maybe Bruce, we couldn't hear.
But can they hear us now?
Oh, I don't know.
Feel better, Lenora, and get some rest. Get well, Lenora. Their sound. Okay. True says their sound.
Okay.
All right. Everybody saying get better. She said, I can hear you. Okay. It was just the video they couldn't hear.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So hopefully, when are you going to get the computer?
This weekend.
We're not even getting the computer tomorrow. So we got to be on this crappy thing tomorrow. All right, y'all. So we see y'all tomorrow with this same crappy.
Still lasted.
We'll be on here tomorrow with the same crappy computer, y'all. And this weekend we getting a new computer. So it's gonna be, I want a streaming computer. So it'll be a nice computer with it, the quality should be better and stuff. All right. Everybody is saying get better, Lenore, and everybody's saying they can hear us. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, Maria said no sound. Okay. All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always believe. And that was another Woods Report. See y'all later.